Could there be legal marijuana across the country? Probably not, it's America, but we might be one step closer. And that is because an unlikely maybe ally in that effort has popped up on the Supreme Court. And that is US Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. He apparently said on Monday that the federal ban on the cultivation and use of marijuana within states, quote, may no longer be necessary or proper, and that inconsistent enforcement led to traps for marijuana businesses. He said a prohibition on interstate use or cultivation of marijuana may no longer be necessary or proper to support the federal government's piecemeal approach. And he went on to say, the Supreme Court's ruling back in 2005, I should say, upholding federal laws making marijuana possession illegal may now be out of date, saying, quote, federal policies of the past 16 years have greatly undermined its reasoning. The federal government's current approach is a half in, half out regime that simultaneously tolerates and forbids local use of marijuana. And it leads to situations where like it's legal, but federal laws don't allow you to do some of the banking stuff, so it's super complex and they lose a lot of money. Or it's legal, but like the next DOJ could potentially come in and shut you down, which is sort of the trap thing he's saying. So JR, this is like, I think the most reasonable thing I've heard him say ever.
Yes,
maybe,
but why? You know,
why?
What's that first? Let's go for that first quote. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas on Monday said the federal ban on the cultivation and use of marijuana within states, quote, may no longer be necessary or proper. Inconsistent enforcement led to traps. For who? For who again?
The businesses, yeah.
For marijuana businesses. So this is what gets people like him and John Boehner to go for the whole, hey, you guys, marijuana, man, marijuana legalization. Can you guys believe the complicated and not even incoherent, but complicated and dishonest and different layers of justice being doled out over this law? I mean, some people get more punishment than others, depending on where they are and actually who got caught. This is crazy how this works. Man, did you know that some people get punished more for marijuana possession and marijuana sales than other people based on where they are? This is crazy. We need to do something about this because businesses are taking a hit. That's the problem. Not that all those issues and things happened over marijuana use and possession of it, and it was disproportionately placed on certain folks versus others. Oh, who cares about them? What we care about these businesses have an issue. Businesses that now are selling marijuana, flower, selling tinctures and edibles and all that stuff that look like a damn Apple store. Then that becomes a problem now. There's an Apple store, marijuana store down the street from me. And then people line up out the door for it because, oh, this is now legit. They're in glass cases. And look, there's fancy names. Oh man, and look at, there's a fragrance they're smelling in here. I'll spend $250 on this. Yeah, that's the situation now. And because that's the price, that's our price point. And these are people that are now taking advantage of this business. Now we need to protect them. Make sure they're getting blindsided by any bad rules or confusing laws. That's his motivation.
Yeah. You're gonna have to tell me which store that is because it sounds pretty nice. But anyway, yeah, you're totally right. It's like, oh, decade after decade after decade of people's lives being ruined. Businesses? It's like a meme in video. But anyway, yeah, I don't disagree with you at all about the motivations. And by the way, I saw someone bring up in the Twitch chat about like seeing any mention of Clarence Thomas makes them think of Anita Hill. You're totally right. I don't disagree at all. By the way, if I ever think that someone's awesome, I'm not shy in telling you that I think they're awesome. If I don't, I don't. He's not awesome. Even if he goes even further than this and is actually in support of legalization, not just like opening up the banking rules for the businesses, but like expunging people's record, trying to give them like a leg up coming out of unwarranted jail time and all that. He's not there. Even if he were there, it would not absolve him of the things he's done in the past. That said, if he's going to potentially be on the side, like if this is a preview of how they might rule on court cases having to do with marijuana businesses in the future, then that's potentially good. Maybe that leads to more justice. By the way, current state, and this is more for international audience, 36 states now allow medical marijuana, 18 allow recreational use, but federal tax law does not allow marijuana businesses to deduct their business expenses. So it's this weird patchwork thing across America of whether it's legal or not. It doesn't make any sense. We have to do something federally, but I don't see the leadership there, unfortunately.
Until they release all the people that have been arrested and are spending 20 years in prison over marijuana possession or even selling, they're not really serious about this. That means they actually don't care. Just keep that in mind. Until they get everyone out of jail that has anything to do with this, they don't care.
Yeah, I think that you're on something.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.